Cardi B and Stefon were just spotted backstage together during the Little Miss Drama Tour with Baby Brim. And now the internet is spiraling because fans are convinced the chemistry is not just back, it never left. Because word on the street is, this wasn't just a casual backstage link-up. People are saying the way they were looking at each other, the smiles, the energy, it felt different. It felt familiar. It felt like something that goes deeper than just being in the same room. And the second those clips and photos started circulating, the timeline lit up. Fans immediately zoomed in, slowed things down, and started analyzing every little detail like it was evidence in a case. Because when it comes to Cardi and Diggs, nothing is ever just surface level anymore. There's history there, there's tension there, there's unfinished business, at least according to what people are saying. But what fans notice next is where things really get interesting. The body language, because people aren't just reacting to the fact that they were together, they're reacting to how they were together. Fans believe the eye contact, the smiles, and the overall vibe between them looked way too comfortable for two people who are supposedly just whatever they claim to be right now. And that's what's fueling the speculation. Because comfort like that doesn't just appear out of nowhere. It comes from connection. It comes from familiarity. And in some cases, it comes from something still ongoing behind the scenes. But the best moments don't end there, because look at what happened next. Baby Brim entered the conversation. And now everything feels even more layered, because fans are saying the presence of a child in that moment adds a completely different energy to the situation. It's not just two people reconnecting, it's a glimpse into something that looks almost domestic. And that perception is powerful, because once fans start seeing a dynamic that feels like family, even loosely, the narrative shifts fast. Now it's not just about chemistry, it's about possibility. It's about what this could mean moving forward. But what fans notice next is where things really get interesting. The timing of all this. Because this moment didn't happen randomly. It comes after a series of ups and downs, rumored splits, emotional statements, and Cardi publicly talking about growth, boundaries, and not taking anything from anyone. So for her to now be seen in this kind of moment with Diggs, fans are questioning everything. Is this a step backward, or is this something new entirely? Because depending on how you look at it, this could either be a rekindling or just a moment that's being overanalyzed. But the internet, it rarely chooses the simple explanation. It goes deeper. It connects dots. It builds narratives. That's the industry machinery at work. But here's where things get even more layered. The idea of sending a message. Because some fans believe this wasn't accidental. They're saying being seen together like this, especially backstage during such a high-profile tour moment, feels intentional. Like it's meant to be seen, meant to be talked about, meant to spark exactly the kind of conversation we're seeing right now. And if that's true, then this isn't just a moment. It's strategy. It's image control. It's shaping the narrative before the narrative shapes you. But what fans notice next is where things really get interesting. The divide in reactions. Because while some people are here for it, celebrating the chemistry, rooting for a possible reunion, and saying they look good together, others are not convinced at all. They're saying we've seen this pattern before, that moments like this don't necessarily mean anything long-term, that chemistry doesn't always equal commitment. And that skepticism, it's loud. Because for every fan saying they're back, there's another saying don't fall for it. And that back and forth, it's what keeps the story alive. But the best moments don't end there, because look at what happened next. The conversation shifted to Cardi herself, because people are now asking whether this aligns with the version of Cardi she's been presenting lately, the one focused on self-love, independence, and setting boundaries. And that's where things get complicated, because if this is a reconnection, fans want to understand how it fits into that narrative of growth. Is this growth? Is this healing? Or is this history repeating itself? And right now, there's no clear answer. Only speculation, only interpretation, only vibes being turned into full-blown theories. But what fans notice next is where things really get interesting: the silence. Because neither Cardi nor Diggs has come out to clearly define what this moment actually means. No confirmation, no denial, no explanation. And that silence, it's doing a lot of talking. Because in celebrity culture, silence creates space. Space for assumptions, space for narratives, space for the internet to fill in the blanks however it wants. And right now, the internet is filling those blanks fast. Because moments like this don't just pass by, they stick, they trend, they evolve into bigger conversations about relationships, image, and what's real versus what's being presented. So now, everything feels like it's building towards something. Maybe a confirmation, maybe a denial, maybe another moment that adds even more fuel to the fire. But until then, this one moment backstage is doing exactly what moments like this are designed to do: keep people watching, keep people talking, keep the narrative moving. Because when chemistry, history, and public attention collide, you don't just get a moment, you get a storyline. So now it comes down to you. Do you think Cardi B and Stefon Diggs are really finding their way back to each other? Or do you think this was just